Live on a sunny, and it's going to be brutally hot, but we can't complain because we complained when it was cold. It's a Tuesday morning in Northeast Ohio, the last day of June, not the second to last day of June. Welcome into the bullpen. It's the Bull and Fox here on a Tuesday morning, the last day, as I said, of June. Dustin, we are at the halfway point of the calendar year. What do you have to say about that?
What do I have to say? I have to say the summer is like just flying by.
Doesn't it always?
It always does. But this summer in particular is like, I feel like it's already over.
Well, I hate to tell you this as you're getting older here, but the older you get, the faster the years go by because
I know
it's that's just the way it is. It feels because you're so busy and you got a lot of shit going on and
saw something the other day. It said just try to like do different things every day to change up the routine to make you have more experiences in life. And instead of like, if every day is kind of the same, like you and I went to the radio show every day, 2 to 7, like for 13 years. Well, that was a grind. And it became like that time went really fast because every day was like the same.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was good. I mean, I just got back. I was on vacation over the weekend. We went down to Marco Island in Florida. It was really, really hot down there. But spent some time with my Uncle Tim and my Aunt Debbie and stayed at the beach. It was fun. It was like a 3-day trip, like literally 3 days. But we did something different like every day. And so it felt like we were there a week, which was cool.
That's awesome.
All right. Which is why I brought up the advice about trying to change things up a little bit.
That is good advice for everybody out there to, do some different things.
Absolutely.
Not just the same routine. And you see on the screen there in the corner, we're going to do the trivia questions a little later. In about 15 minutes, we'll do it. So if you want to play along and try to win a hearty thank you and congratulations, scan to join or go to the website, which is we post it there. Go to trivia.betriversnetwork.com. We'll have 5 questions coming for you at about 8:50, give or take. You said you went on vacation. We talked about last time we were on about players at this time of year as they try to get away. I mean, this is kind of the time where most people around the league are taking some time off. The NFL might be the shortest season in terms of the actual games, but it's the longest season in sports in terms of there's really not much time off because there's always something going on in the NFL. Obviously, you have training camp in July and the preseason in August and the season September through January and the playoffs January through February. But then you're getting ready for the draft, and then you're getting ready for free agency and the draft, and then the draft, and the schedule comes out. But the one, and then the mini camps and the OTAs. But from this week or last week until training camp starts, it's really the one quiet time. There's not much happening. You wouldn't expect any significant transactions to happen, although you never know. Crazier things have happened, but it's uncommon at this time of year. It's time for players and coaches maybe to get a little time off, maybe relax. But for as you talked about last week, for guys who are fighting for roster spots, if you drafted in the 6th round, the 7th round, if you're an undrafted free agent, if you're an undrafted free agent who made the team last year, but now they drafted 10 guys and there's more undrafted free agents, there may be no time to take off. And so those guys, a lot of those guys probably working hard to get ready. But as we head now for the final, 3 weeks roughly till training camp starts, Dustin, what do you think? What's the biggest question? And I think there's a lot of questions when it comes to the Browns. But what do you think? And I'll start here, and then you tell me what you think. But to me, it's obvious what the biggest question on the Browns is, and that's who's going to be the starting quarterback. It's been talked a lot about in the offseason. Deshaun Watson, I think there was a sense around the organization that Deshaun Watson for the last couple of months was likely to be the starter. It never made sense to me. We don't know what's going to happen for sure, But until the Browns pick a starting quarterback, it's hard to move forward into the season. I know there's some diehard fans that have confidence in this team. Obviously, I'm not in that group. I don't have a lot of confidence in this team because I don't have a lot of confidence in either quarterback. I have zero confidence in Deshaun Watson, and I have minimal confidence in Shedeur Sanders. But as I've said consistently, let's see Shedeur Sanders play because to me, he's the only quarterback on this roster that could possibly be good. I don't buy into any of the others at this point. So that's the biggest question that needs to get answered. That's probably not going to happen before training camp. But Dustin, when you look at the quarterback situation, do you think it's important for Todd Monken to name a starter early in training camp? Is it okay to wait till late? Does he need to do it by at least the end of the first preseason game? For the rest of the team, how important is this to know who the quarterback's going to be?
Well, I think you have to look at like the pros and the cons, right? I mean, like the pros of naming a starting quarterback earlier would be like the offense can build the chemistry. They know who their leader is. They know who's going to be the voice in that huddle and who to sort of rally around. You'll also have the ability to get that player the most amount of reps with the first team, which is obviously going to be very, very important. The other side of things would be like if you wait longer into training camp as games start to happen, preseason games and whatnot, is you get a bigger sample size between these quarterbacks to see, these guys play with different groups, see how they respond, see how these wide receivers play with different quarterbacks. The competition obviously kind of elevates everybody's game, and you see how guys respond in competition. So that's obviously important. But I don't know. I think that the one thing you don't want to do here is like you don't want to make the decision like prematurely. If you don't know who the quarterback is, you don't want to name that quarterback right away. However, to me, there's just not a lot of reasons as to why I would not name Shedeur Sanders the starting quarterback relatively early in training camp. And the reasons are Deshaun's not any good.
Yeah,
And
it's just not.
Even if Deshaun is mediocre or a little bit above average this year, what's that get you?
Right.
It doesn't get you anything. I mean, there's only one true player on this roster, Adam, at quarterback that I feel like might be potentially. It's a might. It's a small might, but it's a might be the future quarterback, and that's Shedeur Sanders. So what do you got to lose? That's like my take on it, is like the other guys on the roster are not going to be the starting quarterback of the Browns. Shedeur has a chance. I think it's a small chance, but I think it's a chance. So why not, when there is a chance, give this kid all the opportunity to get the first team reps, to get the team to understand that he's going to be the quarterback this season, and then just away you go.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what makes sense. The question is, does Todd Monken believe that? Because we all in the media or fans or, like in your case, former players might think that this one situation is obvious and that it's a no-brainer. But
I mean, it's hard to, like, I'm not in that room.
Right.
And we're not there. So we have, we have the ability to have opinions.
Yeah.
Without knowing exactly what's going on. So, sometimes we sound smart, sometimes we sound stupid, more times we sound stupid probably than smart. But the point is, Todd Monken's trying to win football games. It's his first time as a head coach. He's in the same division that he came from. Like he's going to want to win games. And if he's going to put, a young player out there and he struggles, well, that's not going to help his cause. That's not going to help the team. So, like the whole long-term thing is easy for us to talk about because we don't have to show up in that building every day. We don't have to deal with the media. We don't have to deal with the players. Like we don't have to deal with the ramifications that come from the losses that mount every single week. Like that wears on you. So you got to kind of put yourself in his shoes for a minute.
Yeah.
And understand why he might play Deshaun Watson.
Right.
And I mean, the reality is Deshaun Watson's a veteran in this league. He's played a lot of football. If Deshaun had any like half of the ability he had when he was balling back in
Yeah.
Houston, then it'd be a no-brainer to play Deshaun Watson.
Of course.
Problem is
Yeah.
he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it seems obvious, but like you say, he's got his first head coaching job in his 60s. He is a decent chance he'll never get another if this goes really poorly. He may still believe that he could squeeze some juice out of Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
And if he doesn't think Shedeur Sanders is any good, that to me, if Deshaun Watson starts week 1, unless there's an injury, it tells me all I need to know about what Monken thinks about Shedeur Sanders. That would be it. Doesn't mean he's right, but that would tell me it all. Now, one other storyline that I think is big that I wanted to hit on, and that's we're used to the last few years the Browns' defense being pretty good or better. And for the most part, last year and 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the defense was very good, but the offense being inept. Now, the offense has got more talent now, but obviously the quarterback is the big question. Now, on the defensive side, you've lost your defensive coordinator, one of the best in football, and you've lost the best player, the best defensive player in football in Myles Garrett. Obviously, there's a long way to go. We don't know anything about this new defensive coordinator. I mean, we know things about him, but we don't know anything about him as a coordinator because he's never been a coordinator before. What's your gut tell you how big a drop-off the defense will feel, even though there's a lot of talent, but they've lost their best talent? Do you think it's going to be slight drop-off, big drop-off? What's your early impression?
I'm sure that there'll be a drop-off. You don't lose the best pass rusher we've seen in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden improve. That is a tough thing to do. So I am cautiously optimistic that the defense will be okay because they've got good players. They've got a lot of really talented young players, which I think is going to be exciting to watch. I'm excited about Jared Verse coming in here from Los Angeles. I think he's going to bring some really good energy and fresh blood, and coming from a winning organization, and he's a young player, and he's going to be obviously replacing Myles Garrett on paper, but he can't replace Myles Garrett with his production. There's nobody can.
No way.
But I still think he's a really good player. I'm excited about our young linebackers. I'm excited about our secondary. I just don't know about this defensive coordinator. I know nothing about him, At
Right.
least he's getting a fresh start.
Yep.
I think it's actually kind of this may sound crazy, but it may benefit him. And this is sound crazy, but it may benefit him because Myles is not here. Because Myles was the longest tenured guy. He's the best player at his position in the league. And he's also a different cat. When you come in as a new defensive coordinator or a new coach or whatever, you need guys to buy in. And Myles is coming off the best season of his career under Jim Schwartz.
Right.
I don't think Myles was happy that Jim Schwartz was let go. You know what I mean?
No.
So it would be challenging to get Myles to buy in. And Myles is obviously he's a good leader, but he's a different kind of leader. So not that it's going to be addition by subtraction, but there might be a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, in terms of Myles leaving. But they've got good players. I think the secondary is going to have to do a really good job of kind of leading the way this year. In the back end, they're going to have to play extremely well. But you got a lot of young pieces on this defense that I'm really excited to watch.
Yeah, I agree. And the defense, it's going to be interesting. There's more questions about it than we've had in the past couple of years, but I think it's going to be good. All right, let's switch gears, talk some Cavaliers. Free agency getting underway here. The Cavs yesterday re-signed Thomas Bryant to a 1-year deal. We don't know the money yet, but also Chris Fedor reporting multiple teams have interest in the great Dean Wade.
Can we just talk about the fact that LeBron James is in town?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just excited about it. I mean, I'm not saying anything.
You think that means he's going to come home?
I don't know if it means anything, but I know that this summer has this funny feeling the way that it did back in 2014.
Are you making a prediction?
I'm not, but I'm just reading the tea leaves, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, Dan Gilbert was just on a podcast.
Yeah.
And he was asked about LeBron.
Yeah.
and like he was, he can't say anything because it'd be tampering.
Yeah.
But like the guy's been not healthy, living in a bunker.
Yeah.
And like we don't hear from him very often. And
No.
and we just heard from him like a few days ago on a podcast where LeBron's name comes up. It's just kind of interesting.
It would be very exciting if the Cavs brought LeBron back because, listen, he obviously is not the player he once was.
No.
He's no longer the best player in the league. But the fact that he's still a top 20 player?
100%.
Definitely.
100%.
He's not top 10 at this point, probably not, right?
Probably not.
The fact that we're even considering that.
But he's number one in terms of basketball IQ.
Oh, my God.
He's the smartest player in the league by far.
And it's just like the fact that he plays at this high a level at this age is
insane.
It's crazy. He's going to be 40. It's exactly 6 months from today. He will turn 42 years old. There's nobody. I mean, in the NBA, most superstars start going downhill like significantly in their mid-30s, let alone 40. It's just crazy that you're still at 40 in a season where he'll turn 42 early in the year. We're like, yeah, I'd love to get him back.
I would love to get him back.
Yeah,
for just for a year.
Yeah,
let's have the retirement tour. Yep. Let's do the whole thing. Let's relive 2016. Like, Adam, you saw all those videos that were being posted, right? I mean, like when they had that little celebration, the 10-year reunion.
Yeah, that was great.
When they were, I don't even know where they were at. They were on like a golf trip or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they were overseas, weren't they? Were they like in Europe?
I don't remember where they went.
I don't know. Either way. But it brought back all the feels.
Oh, yeah.
Of
100%.
That season, those playoff games, the championship, watching the game with you at my brother's place. I had watched the video. I watched the video.
Everybody jumping in the pool.
Yeah. I mean, like all those. I mean, it was probably the greatest summer, like outside of like my childhood.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
As an adult, as a fan of my life. I'll probably never, ever be able to recreate.
I mean, between that championship and the Guardians were having a great year, and obviously
went to the World Series.
It was just an unbelievable year. But yes,
it was a renaissance for downtown Cleveland.
Yeah,
it was just. I mean, I don't know. It was 10 years ago, so like it wasn't. We weren't obsessed with AI and everything. It was just simpler times, even though we had phones and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a great, great summer. And I'm not saying LeBron comes back and they win a title.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's going to be a challenge. But sure, it'd be fun to try.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't even have to be the centerpiece.
If the team stays as is without any significant changes, it's going to be hard to get into the regular season. But if they make a significant trade or they bring in LeBron, it's going to be fun to enjoy the ride of his final season.
I mean,
that will create interest in the regular season that would be hard to do otherwise.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, put it this way. Like, I've got season tickets, half-season tickets, So we had 21 games.
Yeah.
I'd probably go to like a dozen, maybe 10. Because it's just my schedule and things come up. And, like, if they're playing, on a random whatever, Tuesday night and they're playing the Blazers, like, I'm not always going to that game.
Right.
Sometimes we'll just sell them like, we're good.
Yeah.
LeBron's playing like we're going to every game.
Oh, yeah.
Like
100%.
every game, like it's going to be an event every single night.
Yeah.
And we will be, in fact, we'll probably go to more than the 21 games.
Right. And like every road stadium or road arena, like it's going to be a big event. You get final trip to the Garden, final trip 100%. To the Boston Garden, final trip to going back to LA after playing there, going back to Miami,
And I don't think that it would quite be the same for LeBron. Again, if this is his last year, I don't think it would be the same for him if he did it in Los Angeles.
No. Yeah, 100%.
And
it won't.
And like, if you're following this at all, like he's home. Like I've got buddies here who, are kind of like in the mix in like behind the scenes in Akron and stuff. Like, and he's been golfing here at Portage Country Club, like a bunch.
Yeah.
Like yesterday he posted a video. He's out like just driving by himself in Akron.
Nice.
Like just driving around. Like, can you imagine like being at a stoplight and looking over and seeing LeBron James next to you?
That would be pretty crazy.
Like no security, like just out in his town, like rolling around.
Nice. That's cool. Hey, one other thing on the NBA before we
Yeah.
get to trivia and wrap up with the Guardians. I've heard of this guy. I know he's very famous, but I don't know much about him. Fat Joe. You know Fat Joe, right?
Yeah. Sneakerhead.
Okay. So Fat Joe.
And a rapper.
He was on, I don't know what the podcast is called, but he was on a podcast, and he was asked about James Harden because somebody compared Dylan Harper to James Harden. And Fat Joe said, quote, James Harden is at the strip club. Don't ever compare Dylan Harper to him. James Harden is a loser, guys. If you don't understand, he's a cancer. He'll mess up your whole team. Would Fat Joe have real insight like that? Is he that connected?
I mean, he's a celebrity who's in that realm.
So he may know what he's talking about.
But people change and people evolve and people mature. I mean, is James Harden still in the club at his elderly age? I don't know. I mean, that's a great question. Maybe Fat Joe knows that 5 years ago that's how he was. And maybe that's how he's always going to be. I don't know. I mean, I try not to think that I'm not trying to put too much into the most recent misdemeanor gun charge he had in Texas, but hopefully he's not out and about doing that stuff, and he's focused on trying to get himself right. I mean, at his age, he can't be at the club. Like he's got to be getting his beauty rest, man. Keep his body in shape so he can play.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully he will, but he's going to be back. He's going to opt out and then
he's got to be back. I mean, and dude, here's the deal.
Yeah.
The reality is, if you think this team's going to have any chance, then he's going to be here. Like he's not going anywhere. So you better get on board. I'm not saying you specifically.
No, I know.
You, meaning the fans, meaning we and me and everybody else. Like we better get on board with this guy and hope that that he can figure it out.
Yep. And free agency officially, as you see there, starts at 6 p.m. today. So obviously more on that on Thursday. Informed and Blessed 520 says, Fat Joe is a good storyteller who occasionally flourishes with the facts. Okay? I don't know enough about Fat Joe, but apparently he does. All right, we're going to do trivia, then we'll get to the Guardians. You see the trivia, click or check, take a picture of that QR code and play along. Or go to trivia.betrivers.network. Trivia.betriversnetwork.com. I'll give you 10 seconds to join in, and then we'll start asking the questions, and we'll see who gets the best score and wins this thing. And you win just congratulations. That's what you're getting. All right, guys, here we go. Let's get to the first question. First question up is, since returning to the NFL in 1999, how many different head coaches, including interim, have led the Cleveland Browns? How many head coaches have the Browns had since 1999? Does this include Todd Monken? I'm guessing it does since we have the picture. It's been, 20, this will be the 28th season? So the answer should probably be like 5, maybe 6, maybe 7.
I was thinking 12, like off the rip.
I think it's 13, and it is 13. That's the answer. Crazy. Yeah, that's about one every an average of one every almost 2 years. Yes, Eric B. leads the way. Alex P. in second. Question 2, legendary Browns quarterback Otto Graham starred in football and basketball at which university? Notre Dame, Northwestern, Illinois, Wisconsin. I don't know this one. Do you?
I do not know that one.
Northwestern?
know.
4 different answers there. Nobody knows. It's a guess. I got it right. I guessed. I didn't know. Maybe I knew it somewhere deep in my mind. Alex takes the lead with Eric in second. All right, let's get to question number 3. Which Browns player became the franchise's first AP NFL Comeback Player of the Year winner? Baker, Nick Chubb, Josh Gordon, or Joe Flacco? I think it was Flacco. I don't know if Baker ever won it. I don't think Nick Chubb did. No. I think the answer is Flacco from a couple of years ago. The answer is Flacco. There it is. All right, Eric B. regains the lead from Alex. Question number 4. Which Browns running back was teammates with
Hillis,
Darren McFadden and Felix Jones at the University of Arkansas? You say, Peyton Hillis?
Yes.
Trent Richardson, Jamal Lewis, Isaiah Crowell. Yeah, Peyton Hillis is the answer. That's a good trio right there. 2 answers for Peyton Hillis, and that is the correct answer. He's a Razorback. All right. Who's the leader right now? It's Eric with Alex in second and Levi in third. All right, last chance for Alex to try to take the lead. Who led the Browns in receiving touchdowns during the 2020 season? Jarvis Landry, Hollywood Higgins, Austin Hooper, Kareem Hunt. Receiving touchdowns? I think it might be Kareem Hunt.
Hooper.
Sounds like a trick question. Because they didn't have a lot.
Austin Hooper.
Wait a second. They won. 2020 was the good year.
It was the good year. Was it Higgins?
Yeah. I don't remember. No, it was Kareem Hunt. I was right.
Oh, my gosh. How about that?
And the winners finishing in third place is Levi. In second place is Alex. And in first place, the winner is Eric. Congratulations, Eric. You are the winner of Tuesday Trivia. We appreciate you playing along. All right, finally, obviously a little controversy over the weekend. I don't know if you saw this, Dustin, when Austin Hedges and Josh Naylor got into it. Did you see this?
I saw some stuff come across my timeline. I didn't investigate much further other than there was a little beef.
Yeah, and you could read his lips. Austin
Sounds like
Hedges,
nobody likes you.
Nobody liked you here.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. I knew that Josh Naylor wasn't always considered like the coziest guy, but now maybe heat of the moment, Hedges is going a little over the top, but that's pretty damning to say nobody likes you here. Now I'd like his bat here, and he's not having a great season, but he certainly was one of their better hitters when they here. Let's not be when he was here. Let's not be revisionist about it. But anyway, the Guardians did win that game 6-5, and clearly there's bad blood there. And some people, there was some, I don't know who it was. I got to double check this before we talk about it. But apparently, Josh Naylor played some maybe over the top practical jokes that went too far with guys. Before I talk about it, I gotta look.
Gotta verify that.
Yeah. But the Guardians had won 3 of 4 last night. Though they lose to the Texas Rangers in the start of the series after taking 2 out of 3 from Seattle. Guardians
they take the lead at the bottom of the 6th, and Parker Messick is balling.
Yeah,
he's thrown 67 pitches.
Yeah,
and obviously he gives up the triple, and they end up scoring a run there in the 7th. But the problem I had is I was listening to this on the radio. Why was I listening to it? Because I had bet on this game, Adam, and I bet on the Guardians to win this game.
Yeah,
and everything was peachy. I mean, they're up 2-1.
Yeah,
and then they give up the runs 2-2. And then why did they leave Parker in? I know his pitch count was low, but it was 117 degrees last night.
Yeah. We had a game last night, and my pitcher got totally gassed as a kid.
I mean, it was ridiculously hot.
Yeah, it's going to be even worse the next 3 days. It's going to be mid to upper 90s. Yeah, that was he clearly ran out of gas there. But they need guys to go deep into games, and unfortunately they had to push it with him a little bit. And like you said, his pitch count was low. I can't kill him for doing that, but know.
And then what's his name comes in the 9th and gives up 2 runs.
Yeah, Eric Zabrowski. Yeah, because it was a 4-3 game going to the 9th. So,
I know, at least you're thinking, okay, bottom of the 9th, if you're down a run, that's possible.
Yeah,
tie it up.
Yeah, Gabriel Arias with a rare good day. Hit a solo home run. The other ribby was from Chase DeLauder, who's played well since coming off the injured list. Colin Holderman did a nice job out of the pen, retired 4 batters in the 7th and 8th, and struck out 3, did not allow any base runners. But the Guardians lose the first of the series 6-3 to the Rangers. They'll continue the series. We're almost at the All-Star break, if you can believe that.
Crazy.
Talking about the summer going fast. The Guardians, this is their final homestand before the All-Star break. 2 more with Texas, and then a 4-game set with Chicago, and then they'll go to Minnesota and Miami to end the first half, or a little past the first half of the season. July 12th is the last day before the break. Tanner Bybee, who's pitched well lately, will go up against the great Jacob deGrom. Excellent pitching matchup, 6:40 tonight. And then, tomorrow afternoon at 1:10, Joey Cantillo and Mackenzie Gore. Wednesday at 1:10, it's probably going to be 98 degrees. Just like the temperature. Forget what the heat index is and all of that shit. So anyway, that's the rest of that series before the White Sox come in for 4, as I said, starting on Thursday. There you go. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks to Alex and to Levi for producing today. Thanks to all of you for watching and listening. I'll have Joe Thomas on the podcast. That'll come out tomorrow night. And Dustin and I will be back live Thursday morning. I'll be on UCSS today. Dustin will be on tomorrow. Until then, we'll talk to you next time. Where else but right here in the bullpen with Bull and Fox. See you, everybody.
See ya.